Hello survivors, I'm the Survivalist, and welcome to the full release of Abyssus. A few months ago I tackled the demo and I really enjoyed that, and once the game did come into full release, I always wanted to come back to it to do a series with it. The only thing was that I didn't really have a nice opening to explore that, but finally now with us having wrapped up both Prehistoric Hunt on the weekends as well as Survival Found Youth wrapped up, I figure I'll use this as like a little spacer series before I figure out the next long one for the weekend. So I'm just going to do maybe 2-3 weekends of Abyssus. I have played through the game where I'm basically, everything's unlocked except for 3 little challenges or achievements to get, but I don't think I can actually get them solo because they are like the toughest 3 to get. So we'll hop into play, go through, and with having done the demo, there's a fair bit of the game we saw. It basically kind of worked out that the demo was like the first half of the game, and the second half was waiting for a full release. So we'll probably start with the weapons and the loadout here to go over everything new. So we've got, from the demo, we had the engine rifle we could use, the shotgun, the Tesla gun, and the Brine revolver. The 4 weapons that we weren't able to have access to in the demo were the disc thrower, the combat bow, the plasma launcher, and the fish deity. Now, I'm sure people are probably knowing with the archery nut that I am, probably saying, okay, of course, we're going to be starting with the combat bow because of the archery, such and that. But I actually think I want to start with the strangest weapon out of the entire grouping, which is likely the fish deity, because this is a strange little guy, but he's actually a pretty fun one to work with. I've got everything unlocked for, like, all of the options for customizations for them here, and, like, sub-weapons, picks like that, all of the extra stuff here, which I'm kind of surprised that there was only one of these that wasn't in the demo, which was the brine field, and it can be a little bit of an odd one to get. I might actually show off where, like, how some of the unlocks were beyond, like, the demo stuff. But I'm thinking maybe we'll do the brine field just to show it off, and see what I want to do with the fish deity, because there are a few different things. He's kind of like a mix of rifle and grenade launcher, would probably be the way I've chalked up for, like, what his styling is. Like, here we see Rapid Goo fires multiple arching orbs of goop. Fish Spit, it's an arching orb that makes him more susceptible to the main attack, or a hazardous one that damages over time. And then for his main abilities, we have the Piercing Stab, which is basically just a straightforward high weak spot damage, sniper sort of shot, although has to be within range. It's kind of a spearing attack in a way. We've got the Wide Stab, which is just knocks enemies back with it, or the Chainsaw, which is repeat slashes dealing more damage each time same target is hit. I kind of want to just take a look at that alongside maybe... It's kind of interesting, because, like, when we look at, like, the combos for, like, the 2 for looks, you can easily see some are meant to go together. Like, the Piercing Stab goes pretty well with the Fish Spit like that. And then the Wide Stab seems to be able to go both with the Rapid Goo and the hazardous one. So I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll do the Fish Spit with the Chainsaw. And then I do have unlocked colors for him, so we'll make him a bright golden guy. Yeah, so we'll just take a little moment to check here, see what it's like. Okay, so left click is actually to shoot. And right click... Ooh, okay, it is basically going to be like a chainsaw. And it actually has a decent range on him for it, too. Like, that's quite a ways out to be reaching for him. So that's all in order. We'll take him out. The soul wheel we've got fully maxed out. Everything is here and present with, like, a huge amount of fragments in excess, as you can tell. Probably one of the main things I would suggest for, like, playing the game new and not knowing what to upgrade, get yourself the Ancient Forge here. Because what this does is, it was in the demo too, but it unlocks while you're going through the runs these spots where you can basically modify your weapon or your usability, which in this case is the brine field, gives them new points without, like, costing anything. So they help add more to the runs without, like, costing anything there. We'll come over to the brine, or the deep water tank. This is basically, once you've completed a run, you can start, like, adding more to challenge yourself with it. I think for the first weekend, we actually won't do any of these. We'll just go through a few normal runs to show everything off and how it plays. It is going to be probably pretty easy, and I'll go through a fair bit of it without trouble because of the experience I've got. But as you start adding these on, you'll see the modifiers can go up very quickly. Like, if I just do the basic 4, it increases the bosses have 40% more health and 40% more damage. And if I add on a few more, you'll see, as much as you have these things to offset the difficulty as well, it also heavily affects everything else in the runs too. Like, enemies have 33% more damage, 33% more health, and over 100% for both of those. So you can see it can be a pretty high scaling thing and I don't think I can do the highest difficulties on my own. But we'll head down with our little fish friend and see how we can do. And yeah, our reload animation is basically just toss the little guy and pull a new one out from wherever. I figured I'd start with some of the more wacky and most striking of the weapon choices to begin with, like, our little return series for this. We'll take that one and head into a fight and see how we do. Yeah, so this is basically us. We're into a melee build right now, and I'm actually surprised how strong the Goop Blast is from him. Yeah, that's already cleared out. We always want to keep our eyes out for the golden pots, because unless you have one of the blessings we'll probably talk about when we get to an altar, gold doesn't come in very quickly and readily for the game. It stays kind of slow going as you progress and work through it. Okay, those are both done. Yeah, see, I'm not sure if the spit is supposed to be as powerful as it actually seems to be. Because I thought it was the case we took the one where the spit's going to make them more susceptible to the stab attack, but we're not even getting them to the point where we have the stab as we need it for some of them. Okay, yeah, let's just get that over there. We send you off to get a new guy who's fully loaded. Okay, yeah, there is a little bit of a bug for... I guess we'll take that. But there's a bit of a bug where when you open a chest and there are charms in it, it doesn't actually pop up what they are until you mouse away, then back over them. A little strange, but it's just like a little hiccup here or there. Doesn't really impact anything too much. Yeah, deal with you. But the game still is very fun going, and I still think the closest game that resembles like all the movement and shooting style is Doom 2016. So, now we come to the blessings. I don't think there's anything actually new in the blessings that weren't present in the demo. There's not like one that was completely missed out, but with playing more, there are definitely synergies you could look for and want to try going. Like, for instance, blood is a good one. As much as it says power to deal damage based on your health, there is some of that to it, but there's also in other regards to it as well. It's like, it'll help chunk off enemy health at times too. And then lightning is a good one for, again, as it says here, send chains lightning between enemies. It's good for like if you only have one hitting attack, it'll chain to enemies to help clear out a lot more. I'm not sure what I want to take for our little fish guy though. Spirits, that can be helpful for dealing with groups of enemies, but I don't think it's anything too major for helping there. Aspect of Night is actually a pretty decent one, because what it basically does is it adds like a damage multiplier on enemies. Maybe not multiplier, but amplifier. So if it's present, enemies will take more damage. So maybe we'll try taking that on the primary shot. So now, if the goop doesn't kill the enemies outright, it'll hopefully inflict them with that shadow effect, and that means all of our attacks should do more damage. And with how the runs can usually go, we'll see if maybe we can actually clear out a full run per episode. It might not always work out like that, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, so we got a few of you guys around. Yeah, there's one enemy that had shadows on them. Just take care of those quickly. Okay, and I need to see... Okay, right, minimap tells me where the next pylon is. That's taken care of. Just going to chainsaw a few of these while we're around here. And try to get the next one here. There we go. Now we can take these guys out more properly. I just did take a bit of a dumb hit there, so we won't be doing as much damage, because that one charm only works while we have max health. Ooh, okay, there's you down. And chainsaw the last one. And I can't remember if these are something we also have to unlock too in the soul wheel. I think they are. They're basically... Well, they're upgrades for any blessings you've picked. We only have one, so You can see we have the 100% chance to apply shadows with the hit, but this will give more damage to that. And it's the only thing we really have, so we might as well take it. And one thing the game doesn't really do is you can't, like, pass on blessings or blessing upgrades and get other upgrades to, like, just your base damage or stuff instead. It's a case where the blessings are going to be your only... well, one of your only real ways of scaling your damage up, which can make some of the challenge, or one of the achievements the game does offer, a little bit tricky to get, which is... you can't take any blessings and complete a run. There are things you can still find that will help mitigate that, such as the one charm we've got. Well, actually, maybe not the one we've got, where it's like you get 10% extra damage per blessing you've got. There we go. Another chest. And that's just a bit of gold, so we'll take that. And here's one of those forges I was talking about before, where you can modify your weapon. So you can either choose to do your ability or your weapon here, and I think we'll take a look what the weapon offers. We've got a softening acid, which means enemies hit by primary attack take 50% more damage from your secondary, or we could have the fish deity stun increase. I'm kind of thinking I might want to go for the softening acid, because as much as we're not getting the combo of the primary shot with the chainsaw for the mini, or the regular enemies, bosses, this might help really go through their health quickly, so I'm going to take that one. And there is a case where if you don't like the options, there are rerolls you can get. First, the soul wheel unlock you a few, but then I think there's a point too where there's a node in the soul wheel that once you hit it, you can actually just use excess soul fragments to start re-rolling options. Yeah, take care of you. You just went right down, so that wasn't really anything to worry about. You're down. And let's take you right down. There we go. Quick, easy, no troubles. I'm actually not going to use that yet because there are other altars. This one is basically fully restore health and syringe, so it's basically your top-up station. But there's another type of altar... Okay, no, we probably won't see it this floor, so I might as well actually grab that now. There's another type of altar where you can basically exchange your health for extra max health. It starts in increments, I think it's like 50, then 100, then 200, then 400, then 800, like that. And it's good to use that health station after you've used one of those. As for blessings, I think we'll go for Gold Burst. This is the one where if you're trying to get money or gold to like buy stuff, definitely have Gold Burst as one of your blessings. And we'll maybe slap that onto our secondary, since I haven't actually used the ability one. In truth, the active ability we've got, the Brine Field, isn't that good. Like, it might have use, but it's more like, I think, a support item you'll want for, dang, just like that. It's probably more of a support item you want for when you're playing with other people, because it generates basically a field on the ground. As long as you're in that ground, or in that area of effect it has, it'll give you some buffs, like, say, you don't take as much damage, or you might deal more damage. It's kind of interesting. When we're holding the fish deity, all of them's gold, but when he's tossed out like this, it seems like the chainsaw and the little modifier on his side aren't. Let's see, what is this charm? I don't think we'll really need that, so I think what we will do is we'll smash that to get the bit of gold from it too. Take that, break that, and there is one of our max health things, we'll take that. So yeah, now we're topped up to full health again, so as long as I'm not stupid and take dumb hits, that'll give us a boost along the way. And we've got one more altar here, so I'm... see, I think the Brine Field also can do damage to enemies that enter it, but that kind of needs you, in that case, to stay present in that field. I think I might actually want to take Barrier for it, because all that will do... Although, I don't know... I think it might need enemies in the Brine Field to actually generate that, but having the defense with that as like a support might not be a bad pairing. We'll see how it goes. Again, we're basically playing on the easiest mode there is right now. There's no other extra special modifiers in place or that. It is basically just clear-cut through your normal mode going through. Oh, we got ourselves this. Okay, so if we use that... so it is the case of we only generate the barrier if it's dealing damage to enemies in the field. Take care of you. Take care of you. Okay, there's them all taken care of. And this is the other altar type I was just talking about, where it's like, you might want to use it in order to get yourself more health. So, yeah, it starts with 50. We can take that. Sacrifice 100 for that. 200 for that. Now, see if we can top ourselves up. That gives us over 400. We'll take once more and use a syringe. There we go. I don't think we should run into too many troubles for this last leg of the first level. And now we've got... That actually might be better than Perfectionist here. It's like, I don't see being at max health for very long very often. However, with the Power from Pain one, which is increased damage and movement speed by 2% every 10 health missing, that can quickly go up a fair bit. Because, like, for 100 health missing, that's going to be 20% more damage and movement speed? I believe. I'm just trying to do math on the fly there, but we'll see how it works out. But yeah, I think what I want to do is I'll keep trying to modify our main weapon. Because I think there is an upgrade that might let me get more reach with the secondary or cut that he has right now. There we go. That's them all cleared out. And yeah, looks like we're getting a little bit of gold here and there. And we've got another new type of thing that wasn't in the demo, or at least I'm pretty sure it wasn't, which is the Wishing Well. These are very, very hit or miss. I would probably recommend, if you don't have Gold Burst, to avoid using these, because they basically will suck away gold very quickly. We actually got lucky that we actually got something from that go. There's easily multiple times that when you'll use this, you go 2, 3, even if you have the gold 4 times, and get no reward at all. So it's one where it's really a gamble on, is it worth tossing too many funds in there, or just pass on it? There is even a charm that actually gives you an extra 20% chance of getting something from that. Which kind of goes to show you, like, how often and regularly it could be that you won't actually get anything for putting funds in. There we go. That's them taken care of. And we're good to move on. When it comes to the forges, the health shrines, the healing exchange altars, there's only one per, like, full level. And there's 1, 2, 3... I think there's only really 3 main levels right now in the game. There's this one, which is the, we'll go for Knight. Yeah, take that. That'll help with our combo stuff. There is this one, which is the temple. There's the gardens we saw in the demo, which was the amphibians and frogmen and such. And there's the sanctuary after it. And the 4th area is not exactly like a level per se, where it's like you'll have the same progression. It's more like a build up to the final boss and with small interactions and such. Okay, so charm-wise, we've got a few things here. And the shop has this many options because, once again, the Soul Wheel has some upgrades that if you'll buy, will expand the inventory that he offers here. But I think what I might want to do is go for more Gold Burst. Has 10% chance to stand enemies. That is helpful for dealing with small enemies, but on bosses is not that much. So I think I want to go for the Reaching Gold of 20% chance to trigger again. They'll prioritize new targets, but I don't think that means it can't hit the same target. We'll take that. And I might as well take a little bit of extra health here. Okay, that's settled. Nope. As much as they're pots in his shop, if they're gold, you can break them. Yeah, so that should be everything there. And there's a little bit if you do annoy the merchant. He decides to just freeze you in gold for a moment or two. You can see the little debuff on the left side there that counts down by the health. Okay, just a little fun thing I found with playing, but we are now good to head in and tackle the first boss, who It's pretty easy to read in that. There is one thing I still dislike about with the game, and it's that it can kind of be hard to know for like some of the AoE effects that are on the ground if you're inside their range or outside of them. There we go. First third is out of the way. That's cleared out. Now, I'll try putting down the brine field. I don't actually... No, he's not even inside of it. No, shoot. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You gotta watch for... They like doing a lot of ground effects in Abyssus, but the screen doesn't always give you the best idea of knowing, like, if you're truly inside one to be affected by it or not. We'll clear that out. Pretty easy just to deal with them. Oh, right, forgot about the charge movie gains at this stage. And there we go. Then one of the fun things you can do is just rush into the parts and send them flying. And we'll reload our fish, as strange as that sounds, and see what we got. Consistent Killer actually might not be bad, but I think what we've got is already actually a decent pair of charms. So break that, take those, and I should also mention too, you gain at the very top of the soul wheel, the last sort of unlock is you can unlock 2 charms to hold on to and wear in your runs. Normally it's only 1 charm at a time, but once you get up to the top, you do get access to the second one, and that does lead to very potent and powerful combinations. And with the time it took, we don't actually have this chest opened up. Yeah, we were a little behind on that. I think if you clear the area in the first 15 minutes, you would get that. And I think we'll probably go for secondary gold burst here, because it does increase our chance by double, so it goes up 40%, and then extra damage on there is helpful. There's that done, and we'll go to the next area. It might even be the case I might actually do 1 run per weekend with how the timing's going right now for it.
Some fresh air will do me good.
But yeah, we're back into the gardens, and that means we're back to old fishmen. And it's space, I believe they... Now, I think the layout is a little bit different from what it was in the demo, because in the demo, I think you had 2 areas and then encountered the mini-boss in the gardens. Whereas in the main version, all the levels kind of follow the same pattern of you will encounter 1 standard level, next level will have like elite mini-boss in it, another standard level, and then the level's true boss. That holds for the first 3 areas, and then, again, the 4th area is a bit of an exception slash specialish kind of area that doesn't really follow the same pattern. Yeah, I want to deal with those guys first, because they have a bit of an annoying effect of giving immunity to whoever they're chained up to, or they're linked to by the gold strings they have. It wasn't really easy to show that off, given how we're going here, but... yeah, take care of you. And take care of you. Whee! Here, we'll send one into the water to let it swim proper. And this is the health thing again, so we'll get ourselves as much as we can here. Because I have played the game as much as I have, that's the reason why I'm going as far as, like, using the syringes on this, but it's not one of those kind of risk rewards that you have to decide how worth it is it to you. Another example is this right here. Is it better to use the chest, a key here, and see what could be in this, which could be a blessing, a charm, gold, a key. I actually don't think it'd be a key. Yeah, we'll pop it open. Yeah, so it's a mix of gold and a Rune of Vitality. Not the best rewards, but it is at least something for spending a key for it.
Oh, there's always more.
And let's see what we got. There's you down. And, okay, another guy over there. And one more to go. There we go. And that's already the first section of the main level taken care of. It goes pretty quick on the first one once you're dropped in. We'll go for more gold bursts to help our damage, and this is where it's going to help us out a lot in building up our funds. Enemies die within 2 seconds of being hit by a gold burst, turn to gold, and drop additional gold.
Well deserved, frankly.
We're basically turning our little chainsaw fish here into a gold-making machine. And yeah, as you can see, now we're into the stage that'll have the mini-boss / elite to it. And we can smash the pots even if they don't give anything. That's a little way to pass some time. Okay. Yeah, and this is another kind of annoying level type. Whereas we basically gotta take care of these spawners, so that way too many more won't keep coming in after us. Yeah, it's getting a little hectic in here, so I'm just going to chainsaw whatever I can. And you're gold, and you're gold. Oh, and a couple more still to go. Yeah, it's kind of fun just to knock the statues about once you use the gold burst. And you can't really break these guys for more gold, it's just they generally drop it. And we got another upgrade station. So we go for more barrier, although I think I want to go for the reaching gold. Because, like, again, barrier with the brine field, I'd highly recommend it more as, like, a support thing for, like, multiplayer. I feel like you could have much better offensive options playing solo without it than taking it. Although, Abyssus is also a game where once you get far enough into it, there's all kinds of builds and synergies that can just go bonkers for every single weapon. I don't think there's any weapon that really is worse than the others once you get to endgame and, like, the different builds. But there are weapons that are definitely harder to build up to that point than others. And let's see what we can get from here. So we get the Stunning Strike, or this is what I was looking for, the Longhorn. Secondary range increased by 50%. So that means our little chainsaw that we've been using, that we've had to be pretty up close for it, we can actually instead hit from a further range with it.
Think you can take me?
And I think I might just try slapping these shields down, just for the sake of it. Because of just generally building up the barriers like a little bit of a helper. But yeah, we'll wait. No, actually, this is the last guy left, so I was going to try to show off the little bit of a... Whee! Away you go. Try to show off, like, the little links that they do for enemies that turn them immune. But yeah, we'll just keep going, and it's back to what was basically the last boss of the demo. And in the demo, he was, I think, more difficult than he is in the original, or, like, in the full release. Like, there are certain ways to actually kind of play this guy's fights, or what attacks he does, so you can easily clear through them. If you keep up close, you can actually completely remove one of the abilities or the attacks he has, which is like a leap that goes across the area. Oh, there we go. He has a thing where he'll, like, crouch down and do leaps, and then it also leaves a shockwave around that'll do damage. That's kind of one of the more annoying to handle. But if you keep pretty close... Ooh, this could be pretty good. Increase all damage by 3% for every depth completed while this charm is equipped. But I don't think that's actually better than the power from pain if we do lose health. So I'm going to smash that for the gold. Ooh, yeah, bonk him away. And take the little bit of goodies. So there's that in order. We'll use another one of these altars. And I think we'll go for Shadow. Enemies flicked by shadows are weak. I can't remember what weak actually means. Like, I don't know if that's they do less damage or they take more damage. I think it's just it means they might deal less damage to you. I think maybe what we'll go for is Enveloping Shadows. 5% increased effectiveness for every target afflicted. And we'll continue on our way because we're almost to the point of it all being new content to show off. Oh, complete the... Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to actually do that. Like, the first two stages aren't too bad for having that as, like, the modifier of, like, complete these without taking damage for reward. But once you get into this stage or the last, well, particularly the last one, it can be pretty difficult to do so that way you don't take damage. Yeah, we'll take that, because we've already hit the health altar for this full world, or level, or whatever you want to call the stage.
I'll show you.
No, yeah, there we go. Alright, lost my opportunity because I was too close into the AoE cast that guy has. I wish there was a better way of the game, like, letting you know you're inside the range of something that's going to damage you. I think it's just, like, at times, maybe a red barrier at the edges of the screen, but as you can see with how chaotic it gets, it can be a little hard to fully know. And yeah, okay, no go on the first one, nothing on the second, and I think I'm going to pass on this because I don't see a reason to try a third time. Actually, you know what, maybe I will. There we go, we actually got lucky with something at least. We'll take the Shadows Explode for 100. Yeah, so it's not uncommon for the Wishing Well to not give you anything for like 3 goes, and that's basically 175 gold tossed away to nothing. But, thanks to the gold burst we've got, we can hopefully try to make up the funds back pretty quick, just by racing around with the chainsaw mode active on this guy. There we go. Yeah, chest is sealed because we didn't get it done quick enough. Actually, maybe I'll try... Yeah, we'll go for more gold burst instead. Take 10 gold if you take no damage. Picking up gold increases fire rate and reload speed by 5% for 5 seconds, stacking 10 times. I think we'll go for that instead. It's like getting 10 gold for just making it through an encounter with no damage doesn't really seem like all that much is really coming in. And this is going to be the second boss, and this is where, like, all the brand new content that we didn't have in the demo is present. So, yeah, we can't get into the merchant. You need a key to get into him. But we'll get our way down here, take our look around. I love more of the Mesoamerican sort of aesthetics and stylings they've used for everything in the game. This guy is probably one of the harder enemies to get a read on to start with for like how to fight him, because these tidal waves that come your way will easily throw you and push you outside of the ring you fight him on. And he's basically surrounded by a big pool of poison. No, I almost fell into it there. That'll do steady bits of damage to yourself if you do like land in there. No, yeah, and each phase, on normal mode, he gains more of, Oh, yeah, shoot. There we go, just got caught by that, and now we gotta be careful about, like, the vacuum he has. Okay, there we go. Down to the last phase for him now. Yeah, on normal mode, it's pretty easy. It will take a little while to figure out what blessings synergize really well with each other. But once you've got them figured out, it's very easy to go through and get a fair bit done and knocked out. Oh, and there we go. He is taken care of. And we might actually be in time to get the chest from him. So we'll hop down the hole and quickly check for that special chest before we check the rewards here. Nope, that's sealed off. How long ago was that? 2 minutes, 26 seconds. So I can't remember those chests seal off because of how long the boss fights take or how long it takes to reach the spots for them. And what is this? Wishing Well, I was telling you guys about the charm that helps you for the Wishing Well. That's literally it right there. 20% increased success rate for all players. We're the only one playing, so we don't really need to worry about that. Break that, and get a little something from here, too. We'll go for the ability gauge. Okay, so there's actually a secret in this room to get one of the weapons. If you look along some of these pipes, you'll see these red crystals. Once you find... I can't remember how many it is. There's a certain amount that you find and you break, and then you'll open up a way to finding the next weapon. But it's one of those ones that's kind of hidden that unless you are scouring every nook and cranny, you'll likely miss pretty easily. I know I did on the majority of my runs through the first times. Kind of just have to look for the red glow if possible. I think it's 5 in total, and they're all in these pipes, so... Yeah, this is, I think, the door that you'll go through to find it. There's even little hints that there's something here with the discs. There's another one. And still one more to find. Okay, where have I not looked for the last one? I don't see any in those up there. Doesn't look like in there. No glow up there. We've looked in those two. There should be one more still to find and take out. Let's try and figure out where it is. Yeah, there's nothing back that way. I don't see anything in that one. Nothing there. Nothing really there. That one actually comes to a pretty quick end in it. I'm actually not entirely sure where this last one is hidden now. Oh, there we go. It's up in that one. There we go. That opens that up. And then you would head into here. And you got yourself the note of one of the divers. Or one of the people who have been in here before. And then this guy would have the disc thrower with himself. That would unlock it for you. But I think with us reaching about the 30-minute mark, we will end today's episode of Abyssus here. I was planning on trying to squeeze the full run in, but it'll still probably be another 15 to 20 minutes at least, so we'll end things right here. Thank you guys for joining me on this first episode of our look at the full Abyssus release. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave in the comments right down below. And if you have suggestions for any other series or games I should tackle on the channel, be sure to let me know. I'm still trying to figure out, again, what I'll do for the weekends going forward, as well as trying to figure out, like, a nice main series for the week as well going forward. But this is just a little bit of, like, a personal palate fresher for myself and change things up a bit for the channel. But thank you guys very much for watching. And until I catch you in the next video, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.